Hey guys, it's Melissa from Kiwi Banana here, and today is Wednesday, the 22nd of April, and I have tried to do something a little bit different today. I have stuck my phone to a bit of blue tack and then stuck that to a standing mirror, so then I don't have to hold my phone while I record these, because the sound quality on my laptop is not very good, and of course the microphone I brought was very cheap. I probably should have spent more money on a better quality one, but maybe that's something I can look into in the future. Ooh, I hope you like my bracelet. I don't know whether you can read it. It says Meat is Murder, and I bought it off Aaron, who makes lots of vegan themed like t-shirts and stuff like that. And I can put a link in his website in the description box below, and that's called Blood Tight Apparel. And I have ordered it a singlet, and I will show you that when that arrives. Anyway, what I actually want to talk about today is sleep. And sorry, I'm back. And I've wanted to talk about this health and well-being topic for a while now. I have some tips that I know that would help you with the quality of your sleep and the quantity of your sleep. Now, some of these I've actually never tried for a long period of time myself, and some of them I'm not really pedantic about doing all the time, but I know that these things can actually work, and some of these things I do all the time, and I definitely know it works for me. And it's just some things that maybe you want to think about if you want to try them yourself to see whether they would work for you. You know, there is no harm in trying these things. Pretty much most of these things are harm-free, not going to cost you a lot of money. You know, let's give them a go. Number one tip would probably be a sleep mask. If you don't know what these look like, I will go get you one, and I'll be back. Hope you can still hear me. So they look a little bit like this, and this is something I definitely got into when I moved out of home. I was 17 and I started flatting. I lived and still do, on a corner of a street that's quite busy with traffic. Obviously not like Shanghai, China busy, but it's still reasonably busy and very bright even at night time. I live next to some pretty disgusting junk food places. I'm sure I'll do a video about those in the future. And those places have lights that shine into the house, into my room, all through night. So I popped this baby on, and I've got a few different ones, and it helps me sleep better. Just sort of not allowing that light to get to the eyelids, and that way it's not able to send signals to the brain about, you know, oh, maybe you should be awake right now, it's not all that dark, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Now, another tip I want to talk about is obviously going to bed early so that you can get up early, and try to do that every day of the week about the same time, which obviously for some of you socialites out there can be quite hard to do when you go out with friends, especially if you do things like drinking. You probably tend to be out 1 or 2 nights a week till about maybe, I don't know, 2, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and then you decide to go to sleep. It's probably not a good idea, and you know it's not a good idea. So obviously going to bed early, to get up early, and doing it about the same time every week. And that also includes not sleeping in until midday on a Sunday because you think you need to catch up on sleep. I don't think that's how it works. Yeah. Okay, I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer here, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a sleep therapist, but I'm pretty sure there's some information out there showing you that sleeping for 16 hours straight is not really going to allow you to catch up on sleep, unless maybe you're like a crack addict. That's a video for another day. Right. And I normally try to go to sleep about 9 o'clock, and I'll try to and then I'll get up 5 or 6 depending on what I've got on the next day. Obviously I don't always end up going to bed at that time as much as I like to. Another obvious one, turn off your electronics. That includes your laptop, your phone, your lights, you know, things like that. You know, turning off those devices. And there's even been some scientific studies done to show that certain lights at the start of the day are more beneficial to you, and certain lights at the end of the day are more beneficial to you. And I can't remember which shades are for what, but it can actually help with the waking and the going to sleep. Another one, obviously physical activity. So doing some physical activity during the day, it's going to sort of get the blood flowing, everything's moving, the body's sort of, I could go on and on about this, but we won't. So obviously for some physical activity it's going to help. It just does. You know, if you haven't done any physical activity, have sex. I don't know. Most of the time it sort of releases some endorphins that kind of make you want to go to sleep. So give that a go. Why not? Another one's probably more about food. So obviously not going to bed hungry, not going to bed with a really full stomach. Things like, you know, not having caffeine or any other drugs, you know, things like alcohol, marijuana, you know, any others, or even prescribed medications. Because we all know a lot of prescribed medications have side effects, and some of them can be to do with your sleep. To some of you, of course, that may be a surprise. And obviously, don't eat too close to bedtime. Try to allow yourself about 2 to 3 hours if you can, just to let your body digest. I am pretty bad for this one. Sometimes I'm just like busy. Then I finally get some dinner, and then I go to bed, and I'm like, oh, I'm so full. Shouldn't have eaten their food. Yeah, it's alright. I'm working on it. Obviously, experimenting with the amount of hours that you go to sleep. I can't say how long you should probably try each time, but maybe just trying to see, you know, I'm going to aim for X amount of hours this week, see how I feel, yay, nay, try another amount of hours, because obviously there is an excess amount of hours and there is a not enough amount of hours of sleep that you can get. So just trying to see what works. I can't really say that X amount of time is going to suit every single person, and as we know, as we age, the required amount of hours does change as well. So obviously, you know, someone who's a baby, to a toddler, to a child, to a teenager, to I don't know, someone between the age of 25, 65, and then the elderly, a different amount of hours required. That would be sort of around things that sort of relax you, de-stress you. So, you know, for me, I have like a yoga pose that I love to do. It's probably not even a yoga pose, it's just a certain pose where I'm just like on the floor, the arms out wide, and then like I'm just on my knees. It just feels really good to me. You can do things like meditation, obviously. Reading a book actually can help as well. There's lots of different ones. What's another one? This one kind of relates, I guess, to the whole de-stress, relaxation. I've never done it really myself. I I have a diary that I just write all my tasks that I want to do for the day, the week and everything, and as I go through them I tick them off. But having something like a de-stress, a worry journal beside the bed could be helpful for some people. Maybe they're going to sleep at night and they're like, oh, they all of a sudden think of something and they need to write it down, can help. Or maybe you even have like a strange dream and you wake up and you're like, I want to get this down, like I don't want to forget this dream. So having something like that beside the bed could help. And there's another one, this is probably the last one I'll go into, and it talks about it's like to do with the temperature of the space that you're sleeping in. There's been some research done to show, they say it's about 66 Fahrenheit, which is about 19 degrees Celsius. It's sort of around the range of the optimal temperature for your room to be when you go to sleep at night. I have no idea what temperature my room would be. To be honest, I probably go to bed in a cooler temperature than that, because I don't want to waste power trying to heat the room, especially in the winter. And if any of you know or don't know, I will tell you anyway, a lot of the houses in New Zealand are not built for the weather conditions. Now when you think of New Zealand, you don't necessarily think of third world country, but unfortunately a lot of the houses here are not built to the weather conditions, meaning that a lot of us live in very cold, damp homes. If your house was built maybe in the last 20, 30 years, it's probably okay, but anything sort of past that, you have, you know, this thing, we don't really double glaze our windows, we don't have bats, what do you call them, in the housing. There's not many houses that have been incorporated with heating techniques to keep the house warm once it gets some heat in. That's probably a video for another day. I've had some pretty cool looking mould things growing all through my house over the last 5 years. Yeah, I will tell you about those. So yeah, give some of these a go. Let me know if you've tried these. I mean, like I said, they're not really expensive. They're not difficult. They're just things you try. Get into the habit of some of these things. Just what harm can it really do for you, you know? Really, simple health is, you know, eat, sleep, water. You know, that's really simple health. And, you know, sleep being one of those three, it's quite important. So yeah, this video has probably been quite long, and if you're still watching it, big thumbs up to you, and I hope you've all done something that makes you happy today. See ya!